Hi there, this is David Donahue from the Eyes of Horus. Today I'd like to talk to you about anxiety. You see, according to Beyond Blue and the Bureau of Statistics, 1 in 4 people suffer from anxiety. I wonder if it's more than that because often underlying other problems is anxiety. People who have gambling, often it's anxiety underneath it. People who have presentation issues, it's often anxiety. The social anxiety side too can exist. Now, as a qualified supervisor, a qualified trainer, I like to be able to help other people who are qualified as hypnotherapists to really be able to develop their skills. And so in this short video, I'd like to help you with understanding a way that you can help your clients, or I suppose even yourself, to be able to take back control of anxiety. My mission is to help people to recognize that you can overcome anxiety, not just cope, but actually overcome it, gain mastery over it. To do that first though, you have to help a person to begin to take back control of their anxiety. Because once they start to take back control, then you can help them to overcome it. And then to learn to live without anxiety. And so how? How do you take a person who's got anxiety and help them to take back control of that anxiety? And it's actually very simple. Not necessarily easy, but it is simple. The way you do it is simply to get the person to talk to their anxiety. Now I know from the clients that I've worked with, often when I start to say this, they say, I talk to my anxiety all the time and it tells me to run away. Actually, your anxiety doesn't tell you to run away. The fight-flight response in your body is telling you to run, but the anxiety is not. The anxiety is there as a way of indicating something to you. Now, as a hypnotherapist, we have clients and we talk to them. We listen to what they're saying. And as we listen to what they're saying, what we're doing is listening to the words, yes, but we're listening to more than the words. What we're also listening to is, what is it they're trying to tell us? What's underlying their words? You see, as you begin to understand what is happening and what is happening in a person's life, you then begin to recognize the anxiety has a message. And if you begin to understand that message and listen to it and take action on that message, then the anxiety is no longer a problem. And so I want you to recognize now how to talk to your anxiety. Because first of all, it wants to make you run away. So the first thing you've got to do is to say, stop. So if you or someone you're working with has anxiety, you say to them, the moment they're beginning to feel anxiety, tell them to stop. Recognize, you know what, I'm having symptoms that are from anxiety. Because anxiety is a bit weird in some ways, because it's not really well defined. Because there are mental, emotional, physical, and behavioural issues and signs and symptoms all around anxiety. And it can be a number of them. And so no one person has the same as anyone else. So that can actually complicate it. So if a person's beginning to recognize that they have the symptoms of anxiety, you tell them, stop. And then you say, now I want you to talk to your anxiety. And when you talk to your anxiety, you're going to ask it questions. Now, when I raise this with my clients, often they say, yes, but when I talk to them, my anxiety doesn't answer back. Now, if you're trained as a hypnotherapist, you are trained in a level of doing counselling and consultation with a person so that you ask questions and you know that they are responding. Maybe not always verbally, maybe through facial expressions, maybe through their emotions. So what you're doing is you're going to ask the anxiety to help you. Another way of being able to do this before you set it up is to get them to imagine as if they're looking in a mirror. And as they're looking in the mirror, they are seeing the anxious self in the mirror. So then when they talk to the anxious self, it is as if they are talking to another person. And the way you talk is you simply get it to answer your questions. And you say, what do you want to tell me? What is your problem? And the anxiety says, for example, for a gambling person I had, I don't want to be here. I don't like myself. Now you don't just stop at one question. You keep going. So you say, so why is it, anxiety, you don't like just being there? And it says, well, I don't feel comfortable in this family. Why don't you feel comfortable in the family? Well, they've grown up and I just don't feel like they want me to be around. They don't need me for anything. So what does that do? Anxiety. And anxiety says, well, it means that I'm alone. And I feel anxious that I'm alone. So you notice now that by talking to it, you begin to recognize that those symptoms you're getting of wanting to run away, of mixed thoughts, of the feelings of your heart pumping and not feeling good. It's not about that. It's about dealing with the loneliness. Because then, as the person begins to deal with the loneliness, then now they're going to be addressing what is the cause of their anxiety. And so by talking to the anxiety, you begin to recognize that the symptoms are just symptoms of something that is wanting you to know something else. That's it. And so you can actually try this on yourself by, at a time when you feel uncomfortable, looking in a mirror and start asking it questions. And as a hypnotherapist, I would suggest you do practice this, because as you practice it, you can then teach your clients. Because it's about teaching your clients to do this, to take back control of their anxiety. Because once they take back control, you can then help them a lot easier to be able to overcome their anxiety. Because you now have their trust. You have now built better rapport. They are seeing that something's happening. And of course, if you get them to do this and they have trouble with being able to visualize it or even do it, well, you know that there's probably something in there that is a problem that you need to help them with anyway. And so by doing this, you can help your clients. And of course, when you talk to the anxiety, you want to talk to the anxiety with compassion. Okay? Do it in a compassionate way, not an accusing way, not a judgmental way, but with compassion. And so what this means is that you can help a person begin to start taking back control of their anxiety. So then you can help them to be able to get rid of it in a better way. You've got them there, you can help them, they are taking action, you are seeing what action they will take or won't take, and so it's giving you a lot of information about who this client is, what's going on, and realizing that it's more than the anxiety. You're actually helping them to find ways to deal with their anxiety. So hopefully that's been helpful for you today. And I recommend that you go away now or some stage over the next couple of days and you do some practice in the mirror so that as you do, you can get used to it so you can teach your clients. So this is David Donahue from the Eyes of Horus, and have a good day. Thank you.